right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first event of University Star League, and we started off with an epically lagging trailer. That's wonderful.
Well, it's the first time things like that can happen.
Yeah, and now the sound from the stream hit me. Yes, perfect. We have a good, what is it, 4 or 5 second latency in this building or something like that. All right, welcome to the first show event of University Star League, and we started off with that one. This is the first one out of a whole bunch of events that are going to happen before the end of this year to promote the whole tournament and get all the students to join in. Of course, because we want everyone in Stockholm to play StarCraft, don't we?
We want everyone in the world to play StarCraft.
We want everything.
We start small.
We start small. Yes, exactly. We start with Stockholm, and that's what we want to get to. So this is our first event. It's a bit of a test event for us ourselves. We have a great sponsor. Komplett has been kind enough to lend us all of the gear we need to set this up. So this is a bit of a test event for us. This is a bit of a test event for everyone, but it's going to be epic nonetheless, I say. We have some cool things that are going to happen throughout the evening, and I'm thinking if we should run our players promotion video and see if it works. Let's try it. Fair enough. Great, lagging good enough. It's good for us to try to test out this everything in our production chain. We're gonna need to change a few things after this event. All right, let's get cooking though. Let's get serious with what's happening in the event. The 4 people you saw in that trailer are the people who are going to play here tonight, and we have 2 Masters League players who are actually signed up into the tournament that are going to clash against each other. After that, we have 2 Silver League. Roughly, people. I've heard that one of those didn't have an account just yesterday, but he was assessed to be Silver League, and the other player is, I think, Gold, but also assessed to be Silver League. So the point is, we want everyone to join, no matter which league you are in. So come here and watch the 2 Silver League people duke it out. That's going to be very interesting games, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll see some interesting strategies for sure, not the usual meta game that we usually see.
Exactly. We get to test our limits trying to cause some Dark Templar harassment, or I don't know what's going to happen. I hope I didn't just destroyed one silver strategy. I don't know. Anyway, after that we have one more event for the evening, and that is for everyone here at the pub in Kista who get to join in, sign up, and challenge our Masters League players. And if you manage to beat one of those, you're going to get a nice prize. I'm going to hold on to what you're actually going to get for a little while longer, and after that, I'm going to tell you. Well, yes. So I'm going to hold on to that a little longer, but it's a nice prize. So come sign up here at our casting booths. You can sign up for challenging our Masters players and see if you can win. And for the first part of the evening, we have our Masters. We have our Masters players coming up, and I think they're both players are ready, right?
Yeah, both players are ready.
All right, so let's start the lobby, shall we? I'm gonna start by while we're waiting for the game to start, I'm gonna start by introducing myself. Hi, I'm DreamDuck. I'm the main caster and creative director for University Star League. I made those beautiful trailers. I think you've all seen, haven't you, on YouTube? And I'm going to be casting throughout the event, all of these events, and at the final event as well, you'll see me a lot. And I'm going to casting with a bunch of different casters throughout. Let's see if we can pick up some quite known names in the StarCraft scene in general. I think we have some really good names coming up for possibly the finals, and we're really hoping for that. So if you know any very known StarCraft 2 casters, just give them a nudge and tell them that we're awesome. And right on my side, I have...
my name is Ominous.
Yes.
And
who are you in StarCraft?
I'm basically just this random guy who loves StarCraft and has been playing it for about 10 years right now.
All right,
and figured out that I love talking about StarCraft as well. So yeah, I started casting StarCraft, and I've been casting StarCraft 2 since the beta, basically.
Right. So here you are.
Here I am.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You bring beauty to this to this event, I feel. Let's introduce our two players as well. Here in the top right corner, we have our Terran player, who is going to be prOpDash. And you know a little something about prOpDash, don't you?
Well, not too much, but he is an, although inactive player on our team, still a member of Team Property, like an honorary member, so to speak.
Yeah.
And he's a good, solid Terran player.
Good, solid Terran player.
Yeah, and I'm also a member of Team Property as well, so that's how I know him, of course.
All right, yeah, they've had a little something. The other player in the lower left corner here, we have our Protoss player, SPXylla. And we don't know anything about him, actually. Do you know anything about him?
I'm afraid not. I just said hello to him before the event and said, hey dude, how do I pronounce your name for the casting later? And he told me, well, you just say Sylla. So
okay.
We have Sylla as a Protoss player, but
yes.
he is in Masters, so hopefully he can show some good games.
I think so too. I think he will. I heard from him that he's actually met prOpDash on ladder once. And he beat the living crap out of him.
Really?
But that was a while ago. That was before he joined his team, I think.
I see. So we have a bit of a rivalry between these two players since before.
Unknown from one side of the rivalry, but one of them at least know that they have a rivalry. That's good.
Maybe after this show match they will have an even bigger rivalry.
I think it will be an epic rivalry.
So we've checked this probe here. Interesting scouting pattern there. Not want to give it away that he's actually scouting, so took the long way around, but he won't be able to get into the main since Dash has made a full wall off. And no gas, so it's probably just going to be the most standard 1-rack CC that we often see in TVP.
Exactly. It just looks like it. And it looks like we have a very standard opening from our Protoss side as well. So I think at least one of these players is gearing up for a pretty economic game. And for the Protoss side, I don't know what type of how well he would do with any early pressure. There are a few builds to go early in. There's a few fast expansion, early aggression builds, but they're usually quite easy to hold as a Terran.
Well, easy is if you know that they are actually coming. Usually it's pretty easy for the Terran player to hold. But if you don't know, like it's coming a 4-gate or a 4-gate Stalker Blink, it can be really hard for the Terran player to hold. But what I think we will see here from Sylla is just the more standard 1-gate expansion, since he hasn't taken any second gas that limits his options quite a bit.
Exactly.
And as you can see, Dash is moving down with his SV, scouting that there are no Nexus yet, but he can't place down an engineering bay and do a block on that Nexus that some of the Terran players like to do, since the Sylla is already out on the map and chasing that SV out of there. It's actually, the Stalker is done, out on the map, and he's gearing up for the Nexus.
Exactly. So a fast expansion from there as well, both of are gearing up for at least a quite economic start. Do you think we're going to see another command center behind this from Dash, hidden in the base, or is it not viable against Protoss? I'm not. I'm a platinum level player, so I know the theories, but actually viability on the ladder and against people in their own league, how does that work out?
Well, you can most certainly make a fast third command center against a Protoss player, and since he only has 1 gas,
that was what's figuring out.
3 barracks, that is an option for him. We have to wait and see, though. You can't land the CC right away, though. You have to keep it on high ground just for those mules and extra SCVs. Exactly.
But it's very good to be able to up your SCV production from 2 to 3 at a time, of course, and landing the mules as well. So we're going to see if we're going to put up one of those. Back there we have a robotics coming down, I'm guessing an observer, just to see what the Terran player is doing. Which is a very viable way to scout, of course, for a Protoss player. And it's up to prOpDash to see that one and scan it down, I guess.
There's not much a Terran player can do to really deny the observers, other than, as you said, scan them and kill them. So usually the Protoss player gets an eye on everything that's happening. And interesting to see here that Sylla is actually going for the robo before the second and third gateway. So he's pretty confident that the Terran player won't do any kind of buyer pushes early on and want to get that extra early tech out. And those small advantages can really stack up in the later stages of the game. Yeah,
I think so too. You think he's going to continue up to Colossus quick?
Most likely,
Most likely, since he had a very early, or was he just eager to get that observer out? I mean, that's a possibility as well, I think.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
So the Stalker almost gets sniped off by those Marines, but gets out of there with some HP, and of course shield will regen, so safe for now. Starting to make a lot of Marines, Dash is, and only now adding the factory and then engineering base, so he has the possibility to move out, but since he has a couple of sentries out there, I don't think he can actually accomplish anything with it.
No, I don't think he can do too much with it. And what has Xylla actually scouted? He knows that there's a whole bunch of Marines. So what could he be expecting happening behind this? There's possibilities for all types of tech, of course.
Yeah, of course. He hasn't seen anything other than those Marines, as you said. But now the Observer is going into the main and scouts everything.
Yes, straight through. So he knows just what's coming up.
And he sees the factory and the starport, so everything is pretty standard from Dash here.
Yep.
Nothing crazy going on at all.
Nothing very superiorly interesting. Are we going to see him gear up for a timing +1 attack? I guess, sort of. He could do something when he gets the Marines out. He gets a stim, and he's got +1 coming. So. I'm thinking he has a window before anything really techy comes out from the Protoss player.
Yeah, there is a possibility. Of course, the sentries always helps out when those pushes comes. But he's placing down the Twilight now, and also the robotic space. So he's favoring the upgrades a bit rather than the fast Colossus. And he has the +1/+1 chrono boosting out there. So Xylla will have a nice upgrade advantage, at least in the early game.
Yep.
But he will sacrifice the tech, as we said, so the Colossus will not be out for at least a couple of more minutes.
No. And we're seeing Blink come out of that one. Blink against Charge, what do you think? Since it's going for some sort of techie play, what is he going to do with that Blink?
The Blink is a nice option if you want to defend against... if you want to defend against some medevacs. The Blink is, of course, better. Yeah. But in straight-up fights, you really want the charge slot. So we'll have to wait and see if this investment will pay off. As you can see, he only got one Stalker right now, so Blink won't do too much until he warps in a couple of extra ones. Yeah,
and I'm getting from our producing team here that we have a lot of problem with the stream, so we're going to lower the bitrate quite a lot to get it running smoothly again after this game. So I think we're going to have to live with it for the first game, and after for the following up games, then we're going to change down the bitrate, so we're going to have a lot more smoother watching on the stream. The stim timing is awesome, and great force fields. He's going to pick those up. He picks a bunch of the Marines up, but still loses a lot of them.
Yeah, some nice force fields there, but not enough. He don't have the standing army, and he doesn't have the splash damage. But here we go, the Colossus out on the field.
Yeah.
And with those additional units, and also the Immortal that is just doing some damage as well, he will be able to hold this. But not until he lost a few units there.
Exactly. I think we got 6 workers killed, all in all, yes. Which is not good enough, I think, for that push. He lost a lot of Marines there, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think it would work with all in all. He's trying to do some drop harass as well in the main base. But there we go. The Blink is now paying off somewhat. Will he get...
There we go. There we have it. I'm so close.
24 HP.
So close.
So... there you have it. That is why you want to go for Blink in this kind of situation.
Exactly. There it is, stopping the drops.
Even so, with that earlier third command center and also much more efficient SV producing, he's up on 54 against 42 workers right now, and of course Terran also has the mules.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Economy-wise, Dash is actually quite ahead.
He's doing very good, and he's gotten his third down, it looks like, on the map. So with the mules, he's going to have a nice advantage in just a minute.
Yeah, so everything that, or at least the only thing that Dash really has to do right now is to sit back some and get that tech up, get those Vikings out to counter the Colossus, and keep upgrading his fire units.
Keep upgrading like mad, of course. And he's managed to block the Protoss third with his factory, and doesn't really need that factory, so it's a good choice, I think.
Yeah, I think what Xylla is actually gearing up for here. Oh, as I said, he's actually trying to plant the Nexus, but no!
No, he doesn't manage to do that. Yeah. He's got a lot of gateways down, so his option is, of course, to just try to deny the third of the Terran or try to put this third down, but I don't think he can muscle through this army.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's only a couple of Vikings out right now. When the 2-2 is finished for Protoss, Terran is still only on 1-1, so he has the upgrade advantage, and Colossus can do a lot of damage before they fall against the Vikings as well. So
of course.
I think with some nice force fields, he should be able to defend it.
Nice force field, he could have done that. He didn't, prOpDash didn't manage to snipe off any observers, I think, in the first, any sentries in the first one. So he has a lot of energy built up on those sentries, even if he did waste a few force fields in the beginning.
Well, the sentry seems to have been fallen, or I can't find them at least.
All right.
If you take a look at the supply, though, 160 for Dash and only 108 for Xylla.
Yep.
That's quite a big difference right there.
Quite a bit difference, and even if the upgrades favor the Protoss player, then in this case, prOpDash can afford to lose some units. He can afford to trade.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see how this will go. Nice job there with the Stalkers, but ooh, aggressive playing. Not the best engagement there. All the Stalkers are falling, and now the Vikings have free range over the Colossus, and I think the arch.
We have a great arch from.
Just too much.
From prOpDash. That was way too much, and the third is definitely going to fall.
Yeah, trying to warp in some Zealots. The Zealots are good when they are up in upgrades, but not good enough, and even landing the Vikings, I think.
Exactly, and it's nothing to do damage behind those Zealots anyway.
Yeah, I think this is
and
GG.
That's a GG for the first game. Right, good work, nice work right there. And we're going to take a short break. We're going to try to fix the stream so we will get all the lag away, and we'll pop right back with game number 2 between Dash and SPXylla.